Hello everyone, so welcome back to the stream. So I hope I am audible and visible. Can I just get yes in the comments if I am audible and visible to you? Okay, so it's visible. Okay, it's visible and it's audible as well. So we are going to be starting with the session. So today's topic is somewhat interesting and it is related to bit manipulation only. The topics which we are discussing for last 2 days. So basically, up to now, just to give you brief, we have already seen, we have talked about masking. Okay, and we have did something like setting the kth bit. Okay, so this all topics we have already seen. If you have not seen, please go and uh, see them. Okay, so we already seen setting kth bit. Okay, and removing kth bit. Okay, toggling also we have seen. We have counted the number of set bits. Okay, so these are the simple programs when you talk about bit manipulation, and this all we have already seen in the last sessions. So today, using some of this, what we are going to be doing, we are going to be solving a problem. Okay, and this problem is somewhat interesting. Let us try to see the question first, and we'll be discussing some of the approaches that we can use, and we'll be also seeing the bit manipulation way for doing that same task. Okay, so let us begin with the problem. So let me just bring up the problem here. So the problem is something like this. We have some arrays. Okay, we have some elements in this array, and basically this is, suppose this is the array. Okay, the size for this is 5, as you can see, and we need to find the majority element. So what is this majority element? So majority element is an element. Okay, majority element is an element that appears more than n by 2 times. Okay, more than n by 2 times. So here you can see we have n is 5, which is the length of this length for this array. So 5 by 2, which comes to 2, so that element should be appearing greater than 2 times. Okay, it should not be equals to 2 times, but it should be greater. It should have at least the occurrence should be 3. Okay, so this is the condition, and we'll be trying to solve this problem. Okay, so there can be many ways for doing the same task. Okay, so for doing this task, so we'll be looking into the different ways. Okay, let's start with this. So we have this. Okay, we have this array, and let us start with a very basic approach that we can solve, and at the final we'll be using bit manipulation. Okay, the approach will not be as efficient, but I'll be just using that example to show how we can use this bit manipulation. Okay, how we can use this bit manipulation for solving problems. So let me just erase this. Okay, let me just erase all this stuff, and bring back the code here. Okay, so let me just write here. So we have this boilerplate. I'll just increase the size so that you can easily see the code. So our first thing is just to create this vector. Okay, just to create this vector with these elements. So we have this vector, and the elements are something like 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 comma 3. Okay, so these three elements are present in this. Now we need to find the majority element, right? So what can be the different ways for doing the same thing? Okay, so first thing is, let us talk about the brute force approach, because it is always important to come up with a brute force solution. Okay, that help us to think, and that builds our confidence. So this is the brute force. So basically what you do, you start from here and count the number of occurrences that are present in the whole array. Okay, you start from here and count how many twos are present. So in this you can see we have two twos, and count, so the count will be, for count for 2 will be basically 2, and you can see that is not greater than 2. Basically that is equals to 2. So we are not going to be going ahead with this. Okay, then we'll be again searching for this, again doing the same task for this one. Okay, so we can start from here. Okay, you can start from here and count all the occurrences. Then you can start from here, count all the occurrence from here and to here. So basically that is the approach. Okay, so if you will be running this, you will be getting the count 3 for, you will be getting 3, Okay, so when you get a majority element that is greater than 2, for this case the count for 3 will be coming 3, so you can accept that solution. Okay, so when you are getting that solution, you can easily write that as your answer. Okay, so answer for this case will be 3, because we are sure that one of the element is majority element. Okay, one of the element can be majority element basically. So here you can see we have this 3 as the answer, and we'll be just printing that element. Okay, so that's the first way. What is the more efficient way? So in this you can see we have a brute force solution. The solution is order of n square, that is time complexity, and we talk about space complexity, that is order of n, because we are not using any extra space. So this is the time and space complexity. Now let us have some of the important, or how we can basically um, basically use this program in a solve this program in a more efficient way. So one of the way is just to sort this. Okay, basically you can see it is already sorted, but if it is not sorted, you can just sort it, and you just count the occurrences. For example, if this is this 2 2 2 3 3 is sorted. Now you start your iteration from here and search up to how much you are getting element 2. Okay, so you can see the count for just start from here. Okay, start from here, or you can even start from here. Okay, so basically if it is this one, so just try to see if it is equals to this. Okay, so if it will start from array of I, if that is equals to array of I minus 1, if that is the case, just increase the counter. Okay, and you can check the same condition. You can see if the count is greater than n by 2, if the count is greater than n by 2, so in that case you can accept that solution. For example, for this if you check, you will not be getting anything, so you can start from here. So you can see this is matching to this, so that is the first match you got. Then you got the second match, and you will always start your count from 1, because we have already have 1, right? So something like your count is equals to 1, so we will be checking here. So if that is equals to, you will be doing the count 2. Now again count will be 1 for this, again for the new starting. So if it is not matching, then start your count again from 1, and see if it is matching. So it is not matching, so the count will remain 1. For again here, just start your count from 1 and check for all these values. Okay, so once you check, take the maximum value which can be given to that solution. Okay, so this is the approach using order of n square. So in this we have increased our improved our time complexity. So the time complexity has been increased from order of n square to order of n log n, because sorting gives you this complexity order of n log n. Okay, so that is the best complexity. And talking about the space complexity, that remains order of 1, because we are not using any extra spaces. Now there can be something like you can increase this, like you can make this more efficient in terms of time complexity, but you can try to use the space complexity. Okay, so if you are using spaces, so you can always increase the time complexity. That can be a dynamic programming approach, or you can use maps in this case. Okay, so how we will be solving map? So let us try to do that using map first. So basically what you're going to be doing, so you'll be just creating an unordered map. Okay, in this you can see we have int comma int. Okay, int comma int basically will be storing the value with the frequencies. Okay, so I'll be calling that as map, or simply empty. And in this what I'll be doing, I'll be just running this for loop, and I equals to 0, I less than, or you can simply do something like auto x in b. Okay, and you can see empty of x plus plus. Okay, so that is the way which you can do. And now we will be having this values. Now let us try to print this values in this. So how we will be printing? So simply running this again the same thing. Okay, you can use this map, and then you can simply see out what are the values at x dot first and at x dot second. Okay, and just put endl at the last. Okay, let's try to run the code. So you can see for the 3 we are getting 3, for the 2 we are getting 2. Now what is our task? Our task is simply to print the count which is greater than 2 basically. So what is our n? So n is basically so we just want to print. Okay, so we can simply do something like this. and put the condition if our x dot second, if dot x dot second is greater than n by 2. What is n? N is basically 5 in this case, 5 in this case. So you can simply declare that. So int n equals to b dot size. Okay, so this is the program, and if it is this condition which will be true for this case, so will not be printing x dot second, you can simply print x dot first. Okay, so let's try to run the code, and you can see the majority element is 3 in this case, which is coming true for this element. Okay, let us give some other input and try to see whether this is correct or not. Okay, so this is again an example. Okay, this is again the example of this case. So we are going to be again checking here. So let us try to run this code. The output for this is, it is going to be coming as 1. Okay, so if it is not coming, let us check why it is not showing us any output. So if x dot second is greater than n by 2, so n is this one, and x dot second, which is 4 in this case. So basically we have 5 elements, so 5, it should be actually more than that, because we are not getting the majority element here. Okay, so it will be something like this. Okay, so you can see for this it will be coming as 1. Basically for this is coming 1, because total number of elements in our case was 5, but now we have changed. Okay, so yes, here you can see the occurrences for this is 6 times. Okay, so that's why it is showing correctly. If you do something like this, then it is not going to be printing anything. Okay, because the length, the number of occurrences is 5, and we don't want that. We want basically should be greater than 5. Okay, not equals to 5, because that is the majority element. So in this case you can see we have n as n is equals to 5, 10 basically in this case 10, and n by 2 will be 5, and majority element should be having at least 6. Okay, so that is the approach in using map. Okay, so this is again you can use. So we have used another map. Okay, because we just want the frequencies, we are not we don't want actually the ordering thing, so we just use this another map. Okay, so in this insertion deletion all will be order of 1, and for n such elements you'll be getting order of n for insertion, and for checking you will be getting order of 1. So this is basically has increased the time complexity for this is order of n. Okay, for n elements, and space complexity is again order of n, because we will be storing them elements. Okay, we are storing, basically it will not be n, it should be unique elements. Okay, unique elements of n, because we are just storing them, right? So for this case it will be just storing the 3 values. Okay, if we just try to print those values, let us try to print those values and see what we are getting. So we can just remove this, and we can also print x dot second to see the values, what are the values that are coming in this. Okay, so you can see we have 3 which comes 3 times, we have 2 which comes 2 times, we have 1 which came 5 times. Okay, so that is the solution, and in this you can see we are not going to be taking this 1. Okay, because it is coming 5. If we only take another 1, so in that case it is going to be printed. Okay, so that is this one. Okay, and if you want you can give some spaces between them so that you can easily see the output. Okay, so I hope till now the problem was very much clear to all of you, and you are not facing any difficulty in understanding the problem. Okay, so if you have any doubt you can always ask. Okay, now we are going to be moving ahead with our today's problem using bit manipulation. How we can solve this problem using bit manipulation, that is somewhat interesting. Okay, let us try to see, let us try to build the logic first. Okay, so here what I am going to be doing, here I am going to be taking another example. So the example which I am taking is this one. Okay, so example is something like this one, 2 3, okay, 777. Okay, so this is the example which I am taking. You can see the size is 5. Okay, the size is 5, and we just need to find which of them is the majority element. So you can see from by seeing you can simply say the 7 is the majority element. Let us find how we can use this bit manipulation concept for solving this problem. Okay, so let us try to see, and let us talk with the bits. So whenever we are talking about bit manipulation, we will always try to write them in a this format. Okay, so let me just bring up this problem on the screen. So I hope it is visible. I hope it is visible on the screen. So here we have this problem, okay, which we have solved. Now in this you can see this is the input and output format. Okay, this is the input and output format. You can see we have this 3 3 4 2 4 4 2 4 4. Okay, so this is what they are given, and you can see the majority element is 4. Answer is 4 because it is coming as 5 times. Okay, and the total is 9 basically. It's 9. 9 by 2 gives us 4. So anything greater than 5 and 4, this will be considered as a majority element. So in this case the output is 4 in this. Now here in this case you can see we have this 3 and we have this 4. Okay, and you can see we have no majority element, as the occurrence for the 4 comes 3 times, 3 comes 2 times, 6 comes 1, 2 comes 1 time. Okay, so we'll not be accepting anything because the size is 8 and we want at least 5. Okay, we want at least 5 because 8 by 2 will be 4, and we'll be getting basically 5. We need the value to be 5 here, so that's why we are not getting anything here. So let's try to see, and let's see this explanation which they have given nicely. So this is the example which they have given. Okay, so basically first we have written them in a binary form. Okay, so you can see we have written them in a binary form. So 3 is given as 0 1 1. Okay, which is given this. 3 is again given as something like this. 4 is written as something like this. Okay, in a binary form they all are written. So if you want you can simply write something like this. Okay, at 4 4 to 1. So whatever the elements are this, they are represented in binary form. So what is the approach we are going to be using in this case? You can simply see that whenever we have this bits, okay, the rightmost bits, okay, for example in this you can see we have only 2 bits. Okay, so if a majority element is a majority, which means it comes more than n by 2 times, so in that case the value which comes more than n by 2 will be remaining there. Okay, for example here in this case you can see we have 1 which appears, which is set here for 1. Okay, for 3, this is also for 3. Now for all the values you can see this is greater than n by 2 times. Okay, this is how many times? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 times. Okay, 7 times. So it is appearing 7 times. Then we are sure that this bit will be unset for the answer. Okay, I hope this is making sense, because we have majority elements, and if a majority element is there in our array, so more than n by 2 times, this bit will be there for that answer. So you can see we have this as 0. So this is appearing 7 times, which is greater than n by times. So we are sure that in our answer this value will be 0. Okay, this value will be 0 in this case. Now second example in this case is we have this 1. So how many times this 1 is coming and how many times 0 is coming? So you see 1 2 3 4. 4 times 1 is coming, and how many times 0 is coming? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so 5 times this 0 is coming. Okay, so you can see what we can expect in the answer. In our answer we can expect that value to be 0. Okay, so I hope that is making sense till now. And if they are matching, means if we are getting 5 1 and 5 zeros, means you can easily say that it is not a majority element, basically, as simple as that. And there is no majority element in the given array, so that is what your answer is whenever we are getting 1 equals to 0. Okay, and in this case you can see how many ones are there, how many zeros are there. So if you count, zeros are something like 4. Zeros are coming 4 times, and 1 is coming 5 times. So we are sure that the 1 will be remaining here. Okay, so 1 will be remaining here, and the output should be something like this, 100, which is 4. Okay, so now we need to check. Okay, this in binary for 4 is represented as something like this in a binary representation. Now our task is simply to check in this and count how many times this 4 is appearing. So that will take you order of n. Okay, that will take order of n. And how we will be checking? So we'll be just looping and checking this 4. So 4 appears how many times? 4 appears 5 times, which is greater than n by 2. Okay, which is greater than n by 2. So you'll be just writing that 4 is your answer. Okay, so as simple as that. This is the approach that you are going to be using in the problem. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Okay, so here is another example. Okay, here is another example in which they are given 3 3 6 2 4 4 4. Okay, so what is this n value? This value is 8. Okay, n is equals to 8, and we are expecting to be greater than n by 2, which is 4. If the element is coming 5 times, then we'll be accepting. So you can see we have this as something like the first is remaining going to be 0 only. Then we have this 1. Okay, this is 1 is coming more times, so it will be something like this. And this is also be coming like 1 comes 4 times. Okay, and the 0 is also coming 4 times. So in this you can see we can easily say there is no majority element. If the majority element was there, so half of the bits, more than half of the bits will be zeros or ones. Okay, so that's for sure. So that is the explanation here which they have given. Okay, so you can see here here n equals to 8, so n by 2, which is 4, and only second bit from right satisfy count greater than 4, and hence it set should be majority element. Okay, so this is the example we are given that. Okay, so let's try to run let us try to code this and see the output by ourselves. So here what we are doing is we are just going to be uh, putting the values in the array. So here we have put the values. So we are just checking the we are just taking the example in which the value was 4. Okay, the value was 4. That is the problem which we are talking. Okay, so in this we know that the answer is going to be 4. Okay, for sure, because 4 is coming 5 times. So what we are doing, we are just finding the n. Okay, total number of elements in this, or you can directly use vector and find v dot size and pass in this function which is find majority. Okay, so this is the function which will help us to fetch the value for this one. Okay, so let's try to see the function here. So this is the function, you can see we have void fun or void find majority, in which we are passing our array and then n. Okay, so let me just reduce the size so that the whole code is visible, and bring this to the right so that I can write something over there. Okay, so the first thing what they are doing is we have got size of integer which is 4, that's come to 32. So for every we are going to be checking 32 bits. Okay, for every number we are going to be coming up to 30 bits, because that is the total number of bits that are present in that. Okay, so for integer it is going to be 32 bits, so it will be starting from here, and it is going to be from 0 to 31 position will be checking for each and every bits. Okay, so this is the we are going to be checking for each and every number. Okay, so if you're not getting what I'm trying, please listen to, I'm sure that will be coming to know when I explain this problem. So first thing is I'm going to be making that number. So what is this number? So this is number which we will be constructing. Okay, so I have already explained so how we are going to be checking the bits. Okay, so whenever we are going to be checking for the bits, and if all the numbers is having the same bit coming more than n by 2 times, so in that case the same bit will be setting into this number. Okay, so if it is coming n by 2 times greater, okay, so if any bit 1 or 0, so we are going to be setting in that. Okay, so that is our approach. So we have declared that as this one. we have declared that value to be 0. Okay, and we have 32 bits and we are going to be running that. So first thing is that we are going to be checking for I equals to 0 to I less than 32. So from 0 to 31 we are going to be checking each and every bits. Okay, and we are maintaining a count, okay, which will help us to get if that value is greater than n by 2. Okay, so you can see we have this one. So we are going to be just iterating in all of the numbers. Okay, so you can see what we are doing. We are going to be checking. So this is I think this is very familiar to you if you have seen my previous streams, like how we can check whether the kth bit is set or not. So in this, what we are checking, we are checking whether ith bit is set or not in this array of j. So what is the array of j? Array of j is nothing but it is taking all the values which is getting from below. Okay, so you can see from here 3 3. So what are the values that is coming is 3 3 4 2 4 4. All these values are being taken here. Okay, so I hope that is making sense. So 3 3 4 2 4, all these values has been taken from here, and in each and every bit, for example in 3, so what will be 3? 3 will be something like one, this one. Okay, not this. So it is 3 something like this, and then we'll be again having 3, and we'll again having 4, 4 not 5. So 4 will be something like this, then again 2, so 2 will be this one. So in this you can see we'll be checking this one. Okay, so this bit is set in all of the numbers or not. So you can see we are just taking the array of j. So that is j is going to be running from this is totally n numbers, so each and every number it is going to be checking. So you can see this I will remain for initially it is going to be remaining 0, so it is going to be remaining 0, and this j will be running up to n numbers. So for n numbers, this bits it is going to be checking. Okay, this all bits it is going to be checking. So you can see array of j, and I less left shifted to I times. Okay, one left shifted to I times. If that is the case, which means it is set. Okay, if it is set in this number, so you'll be just increasing the count. Okay, and you can see if it is set in more than that. Okay, if it is set in more than n by 2 times, so in that case I'll be just setting that I. Okay, setting that value 1. So you can see we are just checking that if count is greater than n by 2, if count is greater than n by 2, then I'm just going to be adding to our number. So number is nothing but plus equals to 1 shifted I times. Okay, so this is basically the item. So here we have this I equals to 0, I less than n, right? So for 0 we are going to be updating. For example in this case, for the 4 was not going to be coming the total number of elements. Okay, so let me just give you this example here. So this is what I'm talking about. So you can see here we have this as 1, right? So this 1 is not this count or whatever the count is there. For example for this case the count is 2. Okay, and you can see the count is not greater than basically n by 2. Okay, so count is not greater than n by 2, so I'll not be doing anything. So the 0 will remain 0 only in this case. Okay, 0 will remain in 0 in this case, and in this you can see the count. What is the count? The count is total number of set bits. So 1 2 3 and 4. So the count is again 4 for the second one, and it is not greater than n by 2. Okay, it is not greater than n by 2. So in that case I'll not be doing anything. For the same, it will going to be remaining 0 only. For the last one you can see we have a count that is becoming equals to 5, and which is greater than n by 2. So in that case I'll be just setting that. Okay, I'll be setting that, and how I'll be doing, I'll be using this which I've already seen, that 1 will be shifted towards left I times. Okay, I times. So in this you can see this is 0 time, this is 1 time, this is 2 time. Okay, so 2 times it will be shifted. So when we shift 2 times, so something like this, we have 1. If we shift 1 time, it is going to be this is 1. If we shift 1 time, it will be 2. If we shift again 1 time, it will be 4. Okay, so we'll be taking the value as 4 in this case. So let me just go again there and continue the code. So you can see we have talked about this, and now we have this count greater than n by 2. Okay, so we'll be just setting that, and again we are going to be checking. Okay, so whatever number we have got, for example in this case we have got that number to be 4, number we have got to be 4, but again to just to verify we are going to be running the loop and checking the values. Okay, so this is again count is there, and we are going to be checking if array of I equals to number, then we will be increasing our count. Okay, then we will be increasing our count variable, and if count is greater than n by 2, which is the case for this one, so we will be just printing that number 4 and majority element not present otherwise. Okay, so let's try to run the code and see the output for this. So when I try to run the code, you can see we will be getting the output as 4 in this case. Okay, which is what we are expecting. Now if we suppose if we just increase this, or if we just give some other values, for example 3 we have given. Okay, and 3 is coming 3 times and again 4 times. Okay, now let us try to see what is the output for this. Okay, so you can easily see we are getting that it is not present, majority element not present. Okay, that's what it is printed here, because you can see we will be coming and the count will be 4 for this, but you can see the size of the array has been increased. Okay, size has been increased. Even if we just do 1 3, okay, for this also it is going to be showing majority element not present. Okay, so I hope that was understandable to all of you. Okay, so now let us talk about an assignment problem which you need to solve and you need to try by yourself. So in the last class what I have discussed, let me just give you a brief introduction about that. So let me just remove this. Okay, so here what I'm going to be doing, we have already seen how we can switch the, how we can toggle. Okay, how we can toggle the bits. For example in this case you can see 101 is 5, and I just want to toggle the second bit. Okay, from the left, from the right, basically we want to toggle this. So if you toggle we'll be getting 7. Okay, and how we did this? By using the XOR operation. Okay, by just left shifting, by left shifting 1 k minus 1 times. Okay, k minus 1 times. So if we shift k minus 1 times, it is going to be coming here, and then we'll be taking XOR. Okay, so you can see if it is 1, if it is 0, so it is going to be changing 1, because what is XOR? XOR is nothing but if the two values are same, then for that is going to be giving 0. If the values are different, then it is going to be giving 1. So you can see we have already 0, so it is going to be coming 1. If we have 1 here, it is going to be coming 0 in this case. Okay, so this is the operation, and let me just quickly run this and show you what I mean. So just give me the boilerplate, and again I'm going to be giving some n equals to 5. Okay, and simply going to be taking the k value. Okay, so k is nothing but in k equals to second bit. Okay, and I'm going to be simply printing that. And how we can print? So we just want to print the AND value of n into I, basically 1 shifted, left shifted how many times? K minus 1 times. Okay, let us see the output. So yes, so we need to be putting extra brackets here, so that's why it is showing you error. Again one more, and try to run the code. 1 left shifted, so this is not AND operation, this is XOR operation. Okay, sorry for that. And you can see we are getting the output as 7 in this case. Okay, so that's the 7. So we have 101. If we just set this bit, we will be getting 111, and this value is nothing but 7. Okay, which is printed here. So this is the approach which you want to set, and the problem is related to this only. So what we are given, suppose the number is something like 50. Suppose the number is something like 50, and how we can represent 50? 1 2 4 8 16 32. Okay, so we can put something like this. Okay, this is basically 50. If we represent 32 plus this, we give 48, and plus 2 will be getting 50. So this is the value for 50, and from left equals to something. Okay, for example let us consider left equals to 2 and right equals to 3, or basically 4. Let us take as 4. So in this case our left will be something this one. Okay, this is left equals to 1, left equals to 2. So from here and up to 4, so this is third, this is fourth, so up to this inclusive we need to toggle this. Okay, what I mean by toggling is, if it is 1 we need to convert that to 0, if it's 0 we need to convert that to 1. Okay, and other values it is going to be remaining same only. So this is what we want to do. So just try to do this, and whenever I'll be coming, so for tomorrow only be coming. So in this we'll be discussing how we can solve this, how we can toggle the bits in some given range. So in this range was from L equals to 2, from to right equals to 4. Okay, so this is what we want to be doing in the next class. Okay, so this is basically toggling one bit, and you will be doing this for some range. Okay, so the range will be from L equals to 2 and right equals to 4. Okay, so that is you want to do from here till here. Okay, so up to this range you need to toggle these elements. Okay, so please try to solve this, and we'll be discussing how we can come up with a better solution. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be discussing this problem. So that's it for this stream. I hope the stream was helpful, and we'll be meeting tomorrow. And if you like the stream, please don't forget to like the stream. And that's it for this one. So bye, thank you guys for watching.